A few weeks ago, me and a friend of mine, Mr. Conman123, he isn't really a friend. Like, what kind of sad fuck has only friends on the fucking internet anyway? We both did a commentary on this one video made by some whore named Eye of Soul, which was mostly the typical bullshit that you would normally get from Reddit pseudo-intellectual reviewers who would make this tedious and boring argument of how adult cartoons nowadays just appeal to children just because they're not quote-unquote true adult cartoons, just because they have a bunch of edgy content without any real substance behind it. And let's not forget how they bring up these non-existent statistics of how more adults are taking kids shows more seriously because they have themes of slice of life and drama. Yes, because that's how it fucking works in the real world, isn't it? I mean, sure, when you want your friend or family to watch cartoons like Star vs. the Force of Evil, OKKO, and My Little Pony, and Steven Universe, because they're totally not going to look at you in complete disappointment and embarrassment by thinking that you're fucking retarded to recommend a fucking kids show like fucking Steven Universe to grown men. Unless if you're obviously an autistic man-child that has low standards for babyish cartoons when it comes to entertainment and gets bullied for being a fucking retard all the time. Hey family, let's watch Lord of the Rings.
Not today, family. I got something that I would recommend to you all.
No son, we plan to watch Lord of the Rings today.
I bring you OKKO and Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
What?
It's not only for children, but it has jokes and references that adults would laugh at as well. Also, it has an appealing Cal's art style.
Son, what the hell is this?
What? This is Disney's most popular cartoon, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Let's watch it together. Lord of the Rings is for conformist jocks anyway.
But son, this shit looks really gay. Like, children's cartoons, like really? Are you fucking kidding me? We're not gonna watch that babyish shit, you fucking faggot.
Fuck you, Dad. You're part of the problem. You only watch stuff that's mainstream instead of watching good animation with drama. Fuck you!
Well son, I would have to say, fuck you, faggot. Well, you can watch or listen to the video yourself if you're really curious about the commentary we did a few weeks back. Normally when it comes to adult animation these days, it's really a mixed bag. Like back in the 90s, we used to have a mixture of interesting shit on MTV like The Brothers Grunt, Beavis and Butthead, Aeon Flux and Clone High. Shit that was actually interesting to watch back in the day. Now, most of the time, we just have a bunch of retarded pseudo-intellectual autists who bitch and whine about how adult cartoons like Super Joe or Family Guy have no substance, being too mean-spirited and offensive to autistic numbnuts, being too gross or having a quote-unquote gross art style, despite the fact that art is subjective. Again, when it comes to adult cartoons today, such as Rick and Morty, BoJack Horseman and Final Space, they're overpraised as fuck by hipster virgins in wheelchairs who masturbate to the very thought of an adult cartoon having drama and social commentary forced into it. Which is honestly, most of the part, boring. Rick and Morty is honestly kind of shit. BoJack Horseman is a drama that's honestly a bit better than Rick and Morty, but that ain't saying much since this cartoon is basically overpraised for having this depressing storyline and drama, which I found kind of boring and kind of turned me off a bit though. Some of it is kind of funny though, but again, it's not really saying much though. It's another one of these types of shows. Maybe retards like depressing storylines because they relate to being depressed, sad fucks in real life who can't socialise with shit. Well, like they have a life anyway. Final Space, well, I honestly never fucking seen it, but I can predict that this is one of these types of shows that's a lot like Rick and Morty, with a typical pseudo-intellectual humour with a crappy, boring, copy and paste art style with the sci-fi jokes and screaming for no reason because that's fucking funny, isn't it? It's just shit that tries to be dramatic and smart and appealing to the retards who laugh at hipster, pseudo-intellectual crap like the Big Bang Theory and the IT crowd. Well, IT crowd is basically the British version of the Big Bang Theory. That they came out like a year before. Isn't it ironic of how shows such as Pig Goat, Banana Cricket and King Star King have ugly animation, yet their precious Rick and Morty, BoJack Horseman and Final Space look as ugly and also completely fucking generic, boring copy and paste Cal's art trash. I honestly cannot believe the amount of hypocrisy right there.
No, no, naughty! Get it away! Get it away! Oh, that's better and more appealing to my eyes.
Now when it comes to adult animation, most shit like Rick and Morty and slice of life cartoons are better and more big these days for retards to buy on Hot Topic. Like we even have Hot Topic in the UK anyway, but that's besides the point. But yet again, at the same time, these cartoons are sort of getting mainstream attention, but not as something as mainstream as something like Family Guy, South Park, or American Dad. Why? The answer is pretty simple. These cartoon reviewers and autistic fanboys always demand for the more the same shit when it comes to the fucking internet. Like they want their precious Rick and Morty or BoJack Horseman to be enjoyed by everyone because they're smart and intelligent. And if you don't enjoy shit like that, well, rot in hell whilst you go back to watching your live action shows and your raunchy adult cartoons like Big Mouth and the Drawn Together Movie the Movie, you filthy casual. You watch Family Guy? What are you, a kid? You still watch Family Guy? Whee! Are you people really that stupid? Whee! Well, you get the fucking idea. When it comes to adult cartoons, the main adult cartoon that everybody in the fucking world is always going to watch is always going to be mostly South Park and mostly Family Guy. Mostly Family Guy, really. If we faggots like it or not. Why? Because they're mainstream and appeal to fucking everyone, despite the fucked up over the top content at times. You don't like it, Mr. Enter? Not enough reference jokes and meme humor? Like meme jokes for you to like autistically laugh at? Well, get back in the kitchen, bitch! Sure, modern Family Guy can be hit and miss nowadays with its humor. Some of it may be a bit boring, sure, but honestly, who the fuck is going to watch some hipster shit like Rick and Morty over something like Family Guy or anything like that, or anything like the in-betweeners anyway? I mean, really, like, I would rather sit through any fucking episode of Modern Family Guy over some generic pig shit like Rick and Morty or Final Space. Honestly, this may be just me just going for the popular / unpopular opinion for or whatever, but this is actual facts. Oh man, I want everyone to watch Rick and Morty. Oh man, it's funny because, like, you know, it has meme humor from Reddit. Ah, Pickle Rick. I watch child pornography behind my parents' back. Oh fuck, it's the police. Bullying is wrong. Ah! Get fucked, you fucking degenerate autistic spastics. Honestly, you downies are really that fucking inept to the point that you want everything your way. Well, Family Guy is always going to be the top adult cartoon for everyone, and it has always been top adult cartoon for everyone. Don't like that? Tough fucking shit, loser. Suck it up and smell the coffee already. Family Guy is at least the cartoon that you wouldn't fucking embarrass yourself by caught watching. Shit like Rick and Morty Final Space only appeals to neckbeard, autistic, pseudo-intellectual, nerdy losers who will never have sex or get invited to a fucking party, since these nerds would rather sit in their fucking basement on their computer using their 23 Reddit alternate accounts just to steal memes and do the whole
"you gotta have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty"
meme without understanding the fucking context and meaning behind it, and still bitching and moaning about Leafy is here in 2018. And you know, you gotta fucking bitch and moan how Leafy is here is like the most cancerous thing to ever fucking happen to the internet because where he's a mean old cyberbully, he bullies autistic people, oh man, like, you know, he's evil, where? Even though it's 2018 and Leafy is basically irrelevant. This is what shit like Rick and Morty and Final Space appeals to. Fucking autistic losers who think they're funny whilst they quote shit and yell, "What's up, dub dub?" It appeals to nobody else in the world except from you autistic spurgs, who want everything the same with social commentary. And funny, Rick always does a reference to the Back to the Future or Star Trek Zong. So funny. I mean, there's other adult cartoons and anime that I can take seriously, such as the two newest anime on Netflix, such as Castlevania, Happy, Devilman Crybaby, and Aggretsuko. Yes, I know, I listed Aggretsuko. I know that sounds gay, but, you know, just roll with it. With something like Devilman and Spawn, it's something that you can actually tell stories through action and drama with more of an urge to take it seriously, for the most part.
I'm no longer Ammon. He's eating shit in hell right now. You can call me Devilman.
Ammon's been taken over by the human's consciousness.
You better fucking believe it, cause I'm gonna be the death of you lot.
Also, same with Aggretsuko. I did have some low expectations going into this one, judging by the look of everything. being this typical gay looking shit, but to be honest, after watching season 1, it's not even that bad. It has some funny and touching moments, and honestly it's not for children. Another thing is about the show is that they make you relate to the characters due to the amount of shit that you would have to go through when you're working with a shitty boss. Well, I don't know, I mean, like, I'm like nearly in my mid-20s and not 16, jobless, and living in my mother's basement. But even though there are a few good adult cartoons like this, should most of them be exactly like this? No, of course not. That would be fucking boring as shit. And for the most part, this is what the cartoon community want for some reason. Also, I heard that season 2 is coming out around 2019, like, again, like, I don't really give much of a shit. It's like, I only deserve the one season anyway. I mean, like, again, like, my hopes are kind of in the middle, since again, I don't really give much of a shit about the show. I mean, it's not great, like it's something to write home about, but it's okay, I guess. I guess I'll recommend watching the show. If that's too gay, then watch Devilman Crybaby. It's way more manlier and not gay at all, for the jocks. But besides from my stance in adult cartoons, 2018 for adult cartoons seems to be pretty promising so far. We got new episodes of Mike Tyson's Mysteries, which nobody seems to talk about, Mr. Pickle's 3rd season, and a new show by the Super Joe creator named Ballmasters 9009, which is also pretty good, by the way. And what's also interesting is that 12 Ounce Mouse is apparently coming back with new episodes to Adult Swim, so fuck you nerds. This has been Chamber of Reavers with another review, and I hope to see you fucking nerds in the near future. Bye motherfuckers.